Hello and welcome to this video in a series of Best in Show videos on dynamic performance management. My name is Cam Scully and I will be your video guide in this series. Dynamic performance management is a simple and cost-effective approach to getting people and processes to perform where it counts the most. This is critical in achieving objectives, both financial and non-financial. This video, which is part 2 of 2 parts, will focus on the concept of building a strategy map. As a quick review, part 1 covered what strategy mapping is and why an organization would adopt strategy mapping. Part 2, which is this video, will cover how we can actually build a strategy map step by step. Let's have another quick look at what a strategy map might look like, which was introduced in part 1. So how do you build one of these from a blank canvas? Strategy mapping is much more like an art than a science, so there are multiple methods to arrive at a high-quality strategy map. I'm going to share with you a 6-step process that has been proven to be effective. I believe that it is effective because it takes some of the mystery out of the process, replacing it with a more common business-oriented dialogue. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the steps. Step 1 is to determine the overriding objective of the organization. Step 2, decide on what the value proposition is. Step 3, choose the financial strategies. Step 4, choose the customer strategies. Step 5, decide what activities and processes need to be deployed to implement these strategies. And the final step, step 6, is to assess the competencies and mindset that are needed to execute on the above plan to fulfill it. Okay, step 1, determine the overriding objective. If you had to state in just a few words why the organization exists, what would you say? The answer to this question provides the thrust of the overriding objective. It is basically the primary reason the organization exists. In the private sector, this is wealth generation, and there is nothing wrong with that. So many people have tried to convince me that no, we exist for the customers, or no, we exist for employees. The private sector is also called the for-profit sector, and it is just that, for profit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ideally, it is done with respect for all people and the environment. In other sectors like not-for-profit, government, and NGOs, the overriding objective is to accomplish some type of critical mission. Of course, money is still very important. No cash flow, no vision, I always say. However, it is more of an input to be spent wisely. A well-articulated overriding objective provides excellent centerpiece for the strategy map. Our next step is to decide on the value proposition. Here is where we need to be realistic. We cannot feasibly lead the market in all of price, quality, and service. At least we cannot lead in all 3 of those at a profit. Simply stated, the cost associated with great quality and service forces premium prices. In fact, if anyone wants to challenge this, I would love to hear from you. I do like to keep an open mind. Generally speaking, though, it is not feasible to be everything that customers could ask and offer them low prices. Instead, good strategic advisors will suggest that you decide where to lead, and then with the other 2, the idea is to keep pace at the same time managing costs in those areas. The next suggested step is to choose the financial strategies. The 3 primary strategies typically followed are revenue growth, productivity, and asset utilization. The right mix of these, the one that makes the most sense given the competitive landscape, will position the organization to succeed. And now comes time to focus on the customer strategies. This step is largely influenced by the choice of value proposition, with the plan to be the market's front runner in one of price, quality and innovation, or outstanding service. We want to keep pace with the other 2 and then create a unique niche by leading with one. Okay, so let's have a quick look at our progress on the strategy map to this point. We are halfway there. I want to draw your attention to the right side of the map, what we want to accomplish. Most organizations actually do a good job getting to this point with or without a map. Boardroom planning is a great start. Successful organizations are able to use cause and effect logic to connect the dots to activities and processes, and this establishes how we plan to accomplish it. This brings us to step 5, decide on activities and processes. Here is where we ask, if we want to make the top half of the strategy map happen, then what do we need to do? This cause and effect approach helps us to connect the dots. What really needs to take place now? Mastering this important step is what separates winners from the competition pack. This brings us to the final step, assessment of competencies and mindset. By mindset here, I'm referring to a climate of action where people come to work enabled, empowered, and motivated to help the organization succeed. Very few organizations, if any, can, right now anyway, accomplish the new list of activities and processes that has been developed. Learning and growing is part of continued dynamic performance management. Plans here include how to shore up competencies and mindset to get closer to 100%. 100% is never going to be possible due to resource limitations, but the closer we can get, the better it is for performance. These 6 steps have helped us build this, a completed strategy map. Of course, the map you are seeing is a generic one. If you can, try to imagine a strategy map rich in content that is completely customized to your organization. It is truly powerful. I hope that you found this video to be a useful look at strategy mapping. An effective mapping exercise can help the organization execute on its strategy, reaching higher and higher performance levels. By building strategy maps, well, it's not necessarily easy, but we can break it down into manageable steps, and organizations can employ and therefore reap all the benefits of this valuable management tool. If you would like more information, don't hesitate to email me at cscoley@outlook.com or to call me at 416-209-0704. Thank you for watching, and please look for the other videos that are part of this series. I wish you best success in your quest to improve and better manage performance.